What's up, AfterBuzzers? We are back with another episode of Real Housewives of Potomac. We are winding down with episode 13 of season 3, Mind Your Biz. We're talking marital insurance, Karen versus Gizelle, Ashley's open mic, and Mo and her mimes. So stay tuned. We're about to get into it right now.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Like cardio, I'm the district in the jam. Serve by you know I'm gang, 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 gang. Jump the top and blow the brand. Oh, he's so handsome. Hey.
You know, we had to jump into tonight's show with another #1 by Cardi B.
Congratulations.
#1.
Yes,
from her
Cardi.
debut album. That is the first, I think, in almost a decade for a
No, it's the
female
first
rap artist.
in history ever.
Boom, that part. We are back with another episode of Real Housewives of Potomac. Welcome, and we like it like that. I'm your boy, Richie Skye. Who we got on the panel with us tonight?
Filling up music, it's Felicia Michelle here.
And we got a new boy.
New guy.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Jay Lamar.
Welcome, new guy.
Thank you so much.
Hi. Just for those of you who have been tuning in all season, he has guested on this show once before, but now you are the new guy because you will be here for the duration of the season.
Yes, I'm official.
Welcome.
Contract signed. I'm ready.
He's like, Kendall. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So we're excited to have you here. What I want to do is do a little recap of the season like we do with every new person that comes on the show because we have a lot of new people.
This is fast.
So tell us, how have you been liking this season?
I like this season. I love Potomac. I'm very much so here for it.
Tell us
I have
why.
my faves.
Who
and
are
my
your
yes,
faves? We
tell
need to
us.
know right off the bat so we
Okay.
know who you're going to shade already.
Ashley is one of my faves.
Ooh, Messy Ashley.
Messy Ashley, she brings the mess. Definitely, I'm a fan of Monique. I love Monique. I'm not a fan of Robin. Not a fan of Robin. And Gizelle, I'm not a fan of Gizelle all the way either.
Really?
Her and Robin remind me like the Mean Girls in high school.
This
like,
is so
This
intriguing.
is
So
very intriguing.
if you have been following this panel since we started, I mean, we have had a variety of co-hosts who have had very divergent opinions about the cast.
come on, Divergent. Vocabulary.
I'm a writer. Lest you forget. No, but we've had a lot of people who have had a lot of different opinions about the cast. So it's interesting to me, you know, to see someone who is anti-Gizelle, who has been on the show. Thank you, Gizelle, for stopping by.
Hey,
who
girl.
is pro-Monique, who I love as well, and who is anti-Robin.
Ooh.
Why y'all give me these side eyes?
Because-
It's just fascinating.
It's just intriguing. But you know what? Shout out to Imani. She's actually at her family reunion. Shout out to her. She'll be back next week with us.
Well, listen, Monique was having her family reunion this weekend too, so maybe they're in the same place.
Get the tea. Get the tea. If you're
tea.
on
Show
family,
good.
get the tea. They are
Come on
cool.
now.
No, I mentioned her because she rides for Robin. Like that's her girl.
Yeah, she
so
does
I'm
Robin.
interested.
So this is going to be
So we'll go
interesting
back and
come
forth.
next week when we see, you know, who's zooming who. Okay, so let's get into some thoughts about this particular episode. And for those of you who are tuning in, who are listening, you guys, we are going to be touching on marital insurance. We're going to be touching on Gizelle versus Karen, Ashley's open mic, and of course Monique and her mimes. And we're going to discuss the MVP of the episode like we do every episode, so you guys can, you know, get your votes ready for who is the most valuable player for this particular episode that is coming towards the end. So you cannot go anywhere because we got that coming up and some news and gossip. So stay tuned. But before we get into that, we want to get, you know, some general thoughts about this particular episode. What are you guys thinking?
I'll let the new boy start.
Oh, come on, new boy.
I'm
on, Kendall.
so generous.
Kendall, tell us what
I'm
you
the new
think.
king.
Stop.
New king. Thank
Richie,
you very much.
he's coming for your spot.
Scoot over.
Oh, Kendall.
I feel as though, okay, this episode was good. The mime irritated me when Gizelle and the Grand Dame were having their argument. I was really irritated because, like, they were really going at it, and this mom was just distracting the anger and the frustration.
Messing up the whole scene.
Messing up the whole scene, the whole vibe. And I think producers kind of figured that because I think they told him to scoot away, and he scooted away. He scooted away and then came back. But overall, like, this episode was cool. You know, it was good to see Ashley, you know, write her little cute little song to her man. And I thought she was about to give us some Grammy vocals, but she very much so gave us some, you know, amateur vocals. But
Was it amateur vocals?
I think it was amateur.
Oh, that is. Oh.
And if I'm looking at my phone, y'all, I'm looking up something. I got something for y'all a little later.
She ain't got no Grammys. I know you ain't looking up that.
Stop looking up
You don't know
accolades.
what's coming. What about you? What you think?
I thought the episode was hilarious. Like, I thought it was hilarious that Karen was giving, what's the child's name? Too many
Ashley.
bundles.
No,
Giselle.
Candace.
Candace.
Say too many
Not
bundles.
too many. Her hair do look heavy.
I think
with
that
the
she's a
bundles.
pageant girl. So she's having pageant hair. So I think that's what that might be. I thought about it last week.
She's a pretty girl.
Not
She's
gonna
gorgeous.
come for Candace, who has also been on the show as well.
Yes, Candace, please come back. There's nothing wrong, just too many bundles. Anyway, no, but I thought it was hilarious that Karen's giving her marriage advice. It's like, sis, you have a blue-eyed mystery man. You have a tax evasion situation. You're not, like, supposedly you're not really that into your husband, and he's into somebody else. So it's just kind of like, I would not be listening to her. Like, she's like that auntie that, you know, like, okay, yes, auntie, no problem.
Girl,
yes.
she been with him for 20 years. So clearly she knows something. She knows how to fake it very well, or she knows how to love her man.
Who wants to, bye. Sure, she knows how to love her man.
She loves her man.
She loves her lifestyle, and she loves the name, and she loves what all of those things bring to the table for her, and how she has created this persona for herself. I think that's what she loves, because Ray is not Michael B. Jordan.
Well, you know, sometimes it's not about the looks.
It was about his coinage, and now
It
that's
was.
gone. So maybe
Are you
we're
single?
predicting an Ashley. Are you? We're predicting an Ashley divorce. I maybe even see like a Karen divorce. But those are my thoughts.
I don't think she ever gonna leave him.
No, probably not.
I thought this was a good episode. I mean, I feel like it was a good transition episode from Potomac to France. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was that invite episode that they have on every Housewives show. You know, we
Yes.
got to get the invites out. And I feel like this invite was done in an interesting way. And what I liked is, though, I felt like, to what you were saying about that confrontation with Karen and Gizelle, I felt like producers lightened the mood with that situation. Not that it was dark,
It irritated
but
me.
it added in a housewives ridiculousness to the episode, which I feel like is kind of, they do a lot of in this particular franchise. You know what I'm saying? From Karen's wigs falling off, like they showed those moments that are just kind of like,
Why would you?
But
WTF.
This was
Yeah.
kind of weird because it interjected itself in a conversation that I wanted to hear, and I've been waiting to
Yeah,
hear
it
for
was
like
a
2-3 weeks
good
now.
debate.
But I do feel like it's gonna be a part 2 to that at some point.
I have a whole comment.
There are many parts to their saga
save
of
it
their
because we're gonna
friendship.
get into that in just a moment. But first, I want to touch on. We got to talk about this marital insurance with Candace and her fiance, Chris. What do you guys think about this whole situation? I mean, every time it seems like we have a housewife that's getting married, the prenup comes up. You know what I'm saying? We've seen it on Atlanta, we've seen it in OC, we've seen it on a lot of other shows. What do you guys think about this whole situation?
I'm here for the renup.
Yeah, holla, we want prenup. We want prenup. Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. If we see it, it's because they have assets that they want to protect in their marriage. And what Candace said was 100% true. When people get divorced, you say that you mean me no harm now, but later on, you might change your mind. Emotions might run. You know, it takes the same amount of passion to hate as it does to love.
Yes.
So if you had loved me enough to marry me and something bad happens, I feel like you could hate me enough to do some other things to me. So I need to protect what I've earned.
Tell us more, Yamba.
All right.
You know what?
Fiona.
I'm so done. You know I give life advice on this particular after show. So
Tell us about it. What about you? What's your thoughts?
I'm here for it. I very much so believe in prenups. You know, I've been in situations to where
You about to get one?
Yeah, I definitely will have a prenup.
Okay.
I definitely, because I mean, like you said, like
You gotta protect your inventions, boy.
I have to protect my inventions. Like me up, selfielight.com. I have to protect them because I feel like when you do break up with somebody, you do like go for the gut. And
Isn't that sad though?
it is very sad. I'm not saying I do that, but I feel like people do that. I'm not that person.
In my mind, I feel like I don't, but like I understand that other people do. You know what I'm saying?
in your mind, you would like to pretend that you wouldn't. Like, we
Right.
all want to think the best of ourselves and others.
Yeah.
But I've been a petty Betty when I've broken up with somebody. I've definitely been petty.
Yeah, I'm petty Paul.
I have. It's like we were both sitting here reflecting on it, wanted to talk about it, and realized we would be confessing to our own crimes.
You
we
sitting
changed
over
our
there like
mind.
you just so perfect.
Richie.
I'm not saying I'm perfect, but what I'm saying is,
I
feel like the best revenge. Hold on, the best revenge is the fact that I'm not in your life anymore, and so you lose regardless.
Right.
That's how I feel about most situations. And listen, I mean, that's how I feel.
So are you not petty?
I don't feel like I'm petty like that. No.
But
Not with somebody I've been in any type of relationship with. No. You do me wrong. That's your choice. You
Marriage is a completely different type of relationship. You will never be in that same situation with anybody else.
And this is true.
And if you have kids together, you created a home together, you have bonded, and then now you're not gonna do the things you said you were gonna do. I think I might snap. Y'all seen Way in the Excel. I might burn some trash in my front yard. I don't know.
Was it a
actually,
mutual?
You know what? Now, what I'm thinking is, let me get the prenup to protect me from the people like you.
Why are you pointing two hands? Wait a
From
minute.
all of y'all over there.
That's this one right here.
I made a
You
movie
said you were
reference.
petty, too.
It was
I
cultural.
am petty, but
There
in
you go.
other ways.
Thank you. I'm just saying.
That was perfectly timed.
I feel what they're saying, but did y'all get the feeling like I felt like was she a lawyer? What was she? I don't know. Okay.
That was a, I think
she
it
was an
a lawyer.
attorney.
I kind of felt like she was saying, well, neither one of y'all got nothing. I felt like that's what she was low-key saying to them. Did y'all feel like, or was it just me? And y'all know I love me some Candace. But
It kind of was, because what they were talking about was their future and what they'll have in the future. And prenups, yeah, part of that is in that. But y'all need to talk about what y'all currently have. And right now, y'all currently don't have a whole lot between the... I'm going to assume y'all don't have a whole lot between the two of you.
Yeah.
Candace's mom dropped her off at that office. Her mother is very much so pushing her to have a prenup because she's a hair. So eventually...
Her mama dropped her off?
Yeah. I'm in my head, I'm thinking this. You know, I make stories up in my head like that.
she was waiting outside like Croy.
Yeah.
Or you could see her being an influence.
I can see her being
happening.
a huge influence in making sure her daughter signs a prenup, because if something happens to her mother, she inherits a lot of her mother's assets. So her mother wants to make sure that you protect this and keep this for you and my grandchildren, not to give it to some man or have some man.
Or your step grandkids.
Or your step grandkids, you know, because yeah, that.
I
But I definitely
was
I think that her mother probably influenced her to make sure that she got a prenup so she can protect her family assets.
Her mom's a businesswoman. I don't see why she would. And I think anybody who really wants the best for their child to protect their child is like, sign it. Sign it.
Well, this is an instance where reality TV does get real. And we know a lot about reality TV here at AfterBuzz TV. And tell us why.
Oh, of course. Hey, AfterBuzzers, at our network, no one works harder to show you all your favorite after shows, from dramas to reality TV, sci-fi, and more. Again, no network works harder to bring you, the television fans, the stuff that you want. So we need your help, though. We're asking that you please sign up for at least 2 or subscribe to 2 or more. You can do more of our YouTube channels. By subscribing to our channels, YouTube will suggest content that is tailored to you and what you like at AfterBuzz, and it will help you to find our after show easily. And if you're worried about pesky notifications, do not worry. They are optional. So please hit the subscribe button right now. Do it right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Now.
And be sure to check out all of our other after show genres. Remember, don't be shy about subscribing to those either. And if you did so, write it in the comment section, and we will be sure to shout you out on air. So for now, thanks for being the best fans, and we will continue to do our very best to entertain and serve you guys. Love you all.
And speaking of entertaining, nothing was more entertaining than this conversation between Karen and Gizelle and the mime.
The battle of the blonde wigs.
Let's talk about it. So Karen Gizelle invites Karen out to lunch, and they are to talk about their issues. We're not gonna talk about the mime yet. So
Okay,
let's leave the conversation at what the intent was. What do you guys think about their issues with each other?
They got too many. They have several issues.
Do you feel like these ladies are friends?
No.
Yes.
Ooh, tell us.
I don't.
Tell us, new guy.
New man.
My name is Jay Lamar. I definitely feel like they're not friends. I feel like it's a constant battle. It's like 2 queens battling in one castle. And Gizelle wants to be at the top. Karen wants to be at the top. And so it's always a conflict. To me, it's always a conflict of interest. I feel like Karen was more loyal to Gizelle than Gizelle was to Karen.
Ooh.
When it came to the tax situation, that was very petty of Gizelle to wear that shirt to the meeting. and say the things that she said. As my friend, you should be asking me, can I hook you up with an accountant? Not pick or poke blame or pick at me and my husband for going through that type of situation. And I don't think that I think Karen was hurt because I feel like Karen probably viewed them as friends more, per se. And I feel like Karen was hurt, and that's why she invited Kendall into the situation. I can't wait to see Kendall.
What are your thoughts?
That I don't agree with anything that Jay Lamar and New Boy just said.
Whoa.
Because, no offense, Jay Lamar, I feel like they are friends. You have to remember, out before this show, there was a whole 10+ year history of them being friends.
Were you there?
Know how it started. There are pictures. There are photographic
From 2008?
evidence from 2008, which was 10 years ago, that they've been friends. And I think that, and a lot of times, maybe y'all don't haven't experienced this. I have been in long-term relationships with women. You go through ebbs and flows of your friendship. I think maybe when they initially got together that they were very close, and a part of them still wants that. That's why they keep having these conversations. That's why they keep going back and forth. Why would they go back if they didn't really care and didn't really want to be friends? At this point, what's battling is their egos, not their friendship. It's a matter of ego at this point. And anybody can have an ego issue with somebody. You feel like I walk in the room and I'm too big and bad for you, and I feel like you too big and bad for me. I could really like you though, and we could really be friends, but their issue is, I don't know, too much blonde wigs, not enough space for air, too much ego.
So basically, like I said, 2 queens in 1 castle. So you agree with that to that degree?
But I think that they are friends, because why would they continue to keep trying to have this conversation? If I don't like you, I'm not going to keep talking to you about anything.
Well, they're going to check for it.
There's that. Oh, this is why I agree with
But the
both
tax
of you.
fraud thing was messed up, and inviting Kendall was messed up too. This is tit for tat.
They both
Yeah,
did
absolutely.
like messed up things to each other. I feel like, and they were both in retaliation to something else. But I'm thinking to myself, I feel like they were friends. I do. I feel like they were friends because I feel like what happens on these shows. No, listen. What happens on these shows is that, these shows tear friendships up.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely.
I feel like they were friends, but you asked at this present moment, do I feel like they're friends? They're not friends now.
And I want to know what Karen's drunk conversations are at 3 a.m. I want to know. I want to know all of that
Yeah, because
stuff.
I only knew her to have called Robin ever in the morning to talk about anything.
No, apparently she's called a lot
Gizelle and
of
Robin
them.
are the same person. You didn't know that? They're at the hip.
Well, this is what you won't do.
When Gizelle,
new
I guess
guy.
we'll talk about this. We'll talk about Candace, but they're joined at the hip. Whatever Gizelle says, Candace.
Listen.
Robin says.
I do feel like there's something worth fighting for both of them.
In their friendship?
In Karen and Giselle's friendship, yeah. I feel like there's something I feel like there's history there. Where they are now in terms of the show, I feel like it's something different, but I feel like they've had something there that's kept them at this point. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I feel like we like their relationship, whatever it may be.
I don't like
whether
it.
they're battling each other or whether they're really, they have a moment where they're actually coming together. I feel like we like that as viewers.
I prefer to see them laugh together. I think they get on really well, like in Kiki and Haha. Like, I like when they're friends.
Yeah.
Me personally.
I mean, I don't want anybody to beef, but I feel like, to me, the
Yes,
true...
we do. It's reality TV.
We want a little beef.
little
Listen,
bit.
what I do want on my reality show is this. I want you to beef, but I don't want you to carry it on too long. And I don't want it to get too dark. And that's why I feel like I like this show, because they do tend to beef and then go back to friends. I like that.
I feel like, to me, the true test of any relationship, friendship, or whatever the case may be is when you're down. And I feel like when Karen was down, Gizelle did not offer a hand to pick up her friend. She kicked her several times while she was down. So to me, as my friend, if that was my friend, I wouldn't want to be friends with you no more. I see where you stand. You would rather have a running joke on a reality show or try to do a new catchphrase and then care about me going through a very serious situation, because Karen could have went to jail. Her husband could have went to jail. Taxes is real.
Yeah, the government doesn't play about giving them their money.
Yeah. So I feel like she kicked her while she was down. You don't do a friend like that. Somebody that you call a friend. And then her joke wasn't even funny. T-shirt was dingy. Wasn't ironed.
It wasn't dingy. It was iron because it was iron-on letters. Like she.
The sleeves was wrinkled.
I thought it was.
Oh,
Hilarious.
this is where the petty comes out.
Here we go.
All right, I see it now.
But let me point out one more thing. In their conversation, it was a power struggle. It was like, you start. No, you start. Well, I came here to listen. Well, it's like, are either one of y'all gonna actually talk about anything?
Two powerful women.
Yeah, and then the mime comes.
I think that's why the scene got interrupted. I thought that it was interrupting something important, but I realized that he probably wasn't, because they probably were just sitting there having a power struggle.
No, honey, because Karen, her nostrils flared up. and she was about to go
Yeah,
in. I felt that.
You felt it in your shanana.
I feel like Karen got new lips. This is just an aside. I do.
Now you about to have
We're 13 episodes in, and you just now noticed Karen's.
I gotta compare.
Okay, so I'm right?
I noticed something
They're
was
different. Especially if you look at, I feel like they got re-injected in that blonde. Let me tell you something.
That
She looks
blonde confessional-
amazing in that blonde wig
Yes, that's
and
her,
that
yeah,
yellow
yeah,
dress.
yeah.
But those lips, baby, those lips look like. I ain't mad at it though.
I'll have to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe next week we'll do a
I
compare.
keep looking at them. I'm like,
Yes, let's do
something
that.
I have a
wrong. And because
compare.
she always pursing her lips, so I'm always looking at them like, what's happening here?
She does do that a lot.
She does that a lot. I kept watching her during the entire argument.
I wonder who paid for it.
Speaking of kicking people while they're down, petty.
That ain't my friend.
Clearly. But you know what? We do have friends who are listening to us on iTunes. So shout out to everyone who's listening to us on iTunes. So guys, listen, if you are watching us on YouTube, you can see our beautiful faces, right? You see it. But if you're listening to us, you can hear our beautiful voices. So guys, if you're listening to us on iTunes, also recognize that you can also watch us on YouTube and vice versa. So if you're happen to be in your car somewhere and you're on the treadmill or whatever, always know that you can listen to us and all of our shows on iTunes. Boom.
Yes,
That part.
subscribe, and we need all 5 stars.
We need all 5
4
stars.
is not enough.
Yes.
All 5 stars, all these mics. And speaking of mics, let's talk about Ashley's open mic night. Let's talk about it.
So
Is good idea for the restaurant or nah?
I think it was a really shameless and like kind of corny, but she tried to do right. I don't think it was anything about Oz. I think it was totally about showing Michael something. And what she showed him, I'm not really sure. What I heard and what Michael heard could sound different, because when you're in love with somebody, the things that they say sound different. So she might have sounded like a beautiful cherub. To me, it just sounded like she should have just ran up, just did a couple vocal exercises for her, because it's not that she can't sing.
It was karaoke.
That was not karaoke.
Well, it reminded me. It was like her
original song.
It was like her karaoke voice. It wasn't.
Yes, she was not layered. There was no background vocals. She needed to have like a shot of olive oil, and I think she would have been.
I think it was about the. Sometimes it's about the emotion.
I don't think anybody got emotional though.
Do you think she emoted well?
Yes, I swore her husband was over there like looking real teary eyed.
He was over the moon?
I think so.
You thought he was?
When I have to hold in my laugh, my eyes water up.
So you think he was holding his laugh? That's so rude.
No, but if you know Michael's rude. Like, Michael's not like a super sensitive guy. Like, he makes a lot of jokes and stuff. So it's for him to have a sense of humor about it. And her brother was up there, and I was like...
Can I tell y'all a secret?
Tell us.
Absolutely.
We like secrets.
I am really not here for their marriage.
Oh, that's not a secret. Most of us aren't
Oh,
either.
well, why?
He don't want to have a baby with her. And she was foolish for signing that prenup again.
To extend it.
All she had was 6 more months. 6 more months.
You can do
sis.
6 months in
If
your sleep.
Ashley had been my
Listen,
friend,
we
I said,
talked
come
about
on.
that.
I would say, come live out here for 6 months. It'll go real fast.
We
Then go
talked
collect
about
your
that,
check.
and I'm like, even if you got back together with him, I wouldn't have re-upped that. I wouldn't have done that thing over.
Hopefully that
That's
was for
crazy.
television.
No,
She said it was a
added
measure
2
of
more
good
years
faith.
to that. So, real quick, so I want to talk about this whole discussion between Karen and Robin.
Can I just say one more thing about Ashley?
Yeah, say it.
Okay, so my thing with Ashley was, if you remember, she said, I could either be really upset about my marriage not working out, or I could do everything in my power to do this thing for him. And I think she's super delusional. Super delusional. You want a baby. He don't want a baby.
And he's not going to have a baby with you.
And
like, he's not.
gonna.
And he
you
said
know
it.
What, you know what,
and then
though?
she said it too. She said, he doesn't want to have a child with me.
It's difficult, I think, again, to like when you said when you're married, I mean, you have a different level of commitment to the situation. So it's kind of like you either just give up easily, or you say, I'm going to fight until the death of me to make this work.
No, that's
what do you do?
called fraud. She could get that annulled because she was under the she might be able to fight this in court, y'all. Listen to lawyer Felicia. Because she was under the impression that she would
Tell
have
us about
kids.
the law.
I'm just saying, she was, because if it's fraudulent, you got married under like fraudulent terms. Like, she was under the impression that they were going to get married and they were going to have a family, which means they would have children, natural born children between him and her. And now that that's not happening, I think that really changes things. Like I said 2 weeks ago, the preface of the marriage was that they were going to have kids, and now you're saying you don't want to have any kids.
And keep in mind, ever since he's appeared on the show, he's been like playing with the fact of like, I don't want children with you, or not right now, or maybe we should wait.
That has been like a little bone he dragged.
Yeah, like whether it was, oh, let's wait till the restaurant is up and going, and then once the restaurant gets up and going, then we can think about children. Now it's, you know, you too much like your mama, so I don't want to have no kids with you.
That was mean as
That was
hell.
very disrespectful.
That was
very disrespectful.
that was
As
very-
pretty as she is and as young as she is, and she in D.C., Chocolate City.
Going down the park during happy hour, girl. You'll snag you up somebody.
We'll snag you a piece.
And some good macaroni and cheese.
And she's not lying about that.
Macaroni and cheese is so good. Shout out to
It
the
is
East Coast.
amazing.
Amazing.
Shout out to the park on 14th. Speaking of sitting down and eating, because Robin was,
Yeah.
I can't blame her either. I wonder if she was eating emu, but
She don't like an emo type of girl.
apparently, Robin. What I did last night was I watched Gizelle's live. She was talking about the episode last night, and she said that Robin was sick, like she had the flu or something like that when she was there filming. So she sounded kind of raspy when she was talking to Karen. That's why. Just a little bit of exposition for you guys who are watching the show. What did you guys think about this conversation between her and Karen? Anything resolved? Karen did apologize.
But she did it in a Karen way. And Karen's, I never have seen Karen give what I feel like is a sincere apology. Maybe once. I don't want to give her no time. So maybe once. But it's like her apologies are not sincere. You didn't tell the truth. We saw it. Run it back. You said you would go. Then you didn't want to go. Just say, I didn't want to go, sis.
Bottom line, do we think Karen's a liar? Yes or no?
She exaggerates the truth.
She been lying.
Yes or no?
She exaggerates the
Yes.
truth.
Okay, we got a
Right from
yes
here.
right here. Karen, can you tell us what do you think?
I love it.
Because that's what we get all season. That.
She exaggerates the truth.
No real answer.
But I wasn't here for her and Robin's conversation. I feel like it should have been done somewhere else. And I also feel like
The way she came at it though was like there was no choice. I mean, she sat down and went right at Robin. So it was like, okay, you want to talk? Let's talk.
you know I'm not here for Robin. So I
we'll
won't defend.
investigate
I
that
won't defend
later
or
in
deny.
the season. We'll defend that later on in the season because I feel like you got some problems. What I do want to talk about who has problems is Monique, because she's trying to invite everybody on this trip.
Why? Why?
And
I don't understand the point.
I don't either at all.
I feel like the way she went about this invitation was probably not the best.
Like, it was like, Sweet 16. It was like that show, Sweet 16, when they would invite you with like an elaborate thing. Like,
Right.
don't send no man to my door, no paint on his face. I'm scared to death of clowns and things like that.
Yes.
Don't send nobody to my door. You
That
sent
was
someone to my
awkward.
house?
She could have sent like Eiffel Tower cakes or something.
Cute little cupcake.
Something.
Or the call, the obligatory Housewives phone call to invite someone on the trip. Because what she said was, in her creating these invites with the kids, that she didn't have time to hand deliver them. But you had in a couple of hours to make these invitations, because they were cut. They were cut little pieces of artwork on those invites. So my thing is, like, you probably should have called,
Waste the money.
because now you just had a whole umbrella fight with Robin, and you're inviting her on a trip, so that don't make any sense.
You know it would have been cute and kind of comical and a little bit shady if she had sent the invitations
In an umbrella.
with umbrellas. Like they show up to the door and like they pop open the umbrella and there's the invitation on the
Nah,
umbrella.
in my mind, you really don't want me to go on the trip now. You just don't want. You don't want me.
Yeah,
there.
that would not have been a way to. But I like
That'd been
that.
funny.
phone
though.
call would have been better to say, "Hey guys, listen, I know we haven't been getting along.
Yeah.
What I would like to do is invite you on a trip out of the country, because what I hope is we can see another side of each other. Something.
Well, that's what the to me the invitation would just signify that. The fact
Well,
that you
listen,
want to-
honestly,
That's a lot of stuff.
to
You
be
didn't
real-
put your hands on me, all up in my face. You put your umbrella against my neck. Like, next time I see you, I'm gonna probably smack you.
Robin deserved to have to be choked up with an umbrella.
Not really, because
Oh, so
Monique
we
said
condone assault here.
Monique said, "Say it to my face," and so Robin did.
Robin's a bully.
Don't
No.
don't
She's a
send
bully.
for someone if you're not ready for them to come.
Boom. That
Oh,
part.
Monique was ready.
Well, let me ask you guys this
umbrella
question.
in hand.
I'm asking you guys this question, and to
What's
everybody
up?
who's watching and listening. If you were in Robin or Gizelle's situation and someone invited you to a trip to the south of France, all expense paid, what is your response? Yes or no?
Me right now, as I
Wait a
am
minute.
myself,
Yes.
then I guess I'm gonna have to just make bygones be bygones, and I see that you're trying to do right by me, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you. Do you know what the temperature's like this time of year so I can know what to pack? Don't worry, I'll Google it.
And the
That
moment
part.
that you irk my nerves is the moment I make that trip a very much so solo trip.
Yes, because
That's-
that's what she said. She's like, we'll just go off by ourselves.
That's what I thought, and that's what I would do too. Now, since we've covered all of the hot topics today, we have to talk about our MVP of the episode. And as you guys know, every week we discuss who added the most value to the episode. You guys can comment in the comment section because we want to hear what you guys think. But before we do that, we have to hear what New Guy thinks.
Yeah, we're watching,
Who do you
too.
think?
Yeah, we're watching.
Ooh, we got some talk on the live chat. So we're gonna get to that in 1 second. I'm gonna shout one of you out. So just hold on for that. But New Guy, tell us.
Oh, my MVP of the show would have to be.
You already know. Hey, go.
I'm gonna go with Ashley. Ashley is the MVP of the show.
Why? Tell us why real quick.
Yes, that was perfect. Yes, because that was my thoughts exactly.
Because she put her heart out there on the microphone,
Oh, that was real nice.
and she put
I
it out
like
there for
it.
us.
I like it like Cardi.
Yeah. You don't agree?
Who was yours?
Oh, my MVP of the episode? I'm going to give my MVP of the episode to that mime. Because that was hilarious. And I've never seen someone interrupt I've never seen anyone who's outside of the cast interrupt a
that?
Housewife episode ever.
Like-
Or argument, rather. I've never seen that, like, on all the Housewives franchise, that someone who's not a part of the show
Karen was
came in and kind of, like, stole the scene and, like, messed it kind of up. I thought it was hilarious. She's like, get away. They're like, don't sit by me. Go sit by her. Like, they were just, like, throwing him to the side. Like, then they were on the same page. I thought that was cute. Like, get out of here.
I was actually going to give it to the mime, but since you chose that, I'm going to choose someone else. I'm going to give it to Monique this episode because
Okay.
I do feel like, even though we know the producer set this up, the way they did it for her to do it created some tension, and it forced her to have to let go of some issues that she's had with some of the ladies, and she did that. I'd love Gizelle and Robin, but I do feel like their reactions to the invite was kind of like not the best. I would have preferred them just to be like, okay, well, we'll just see what happens and we'll just go. You know what I'm saying? So I have to give props to her. And, she had a very deep conversation with Charisse, which I feel like is far from over.
Oh, no, there's more to
Far
that.
from over. So I'm really looking forward to see, because I do feel like she did not realize that Charisse was upset. I feel like that took her by surprise. So I'm going to give it to Monique.
Okay, Monique. I'll give that to you.
Really quickly, since we got a little time to cover some news and gossip.
Cool.
A little news. I got
AfterBuzz TV News.
a little bit of news and gossip for you. So BravoTV.com asked Gizelle, tell us about this conversation with Monique at Oz. Why did you decide to go to France? She says, Monique invited me to Cannes so that we could see another side of her. Makes absolutely no sense. If you can't be nice in Potomac, I'm clearly not interested in flying to another country to see if you can be a decent human being. I felt like France was the perfect opportunity for me to kick it with Robin and see how many flower dresses Ashley Darby packed in her suitcase.
Oh, shady.
There's that. A little bit of other news and gossip. Oh yes, we got two more pieces. So apparently, Ashley's new summer hit. What is it called? It's called Coffee Love.
It's a hit.
It's a new summer single. It's coming out soon, guys. So you guys will hopefully be able to purchase that on
Called
iTunes.
Coffee Love?
Coffee Love. It'll be out soon.
Is you think that's with her
Yeah.
because of her and Michael? Like she's the coffee and he's the cream? Is that what you think?
That might be it.
I don't know, but we'll
Is
find out
that
soon
song
enough.
she sang tonight?
That's the song she sang.
Oh hell no!
No, it might sound
And,
good in the studio.
guys, guess what? There's a video for it. If you guys go to
Unless
Tia
Michael made
Potomac
it, yeah.
on Instagram, you guys can see a clip of the video.
Yeah.
Unless
It's
Michael
true.
made that.
I love the look of those baby blues.
And we try to stay eye to eye. It's all about compromise. Built it from the bottom so our passion could intertwine. Intensify closest, find out something that's so divine. And take it to the top around the world simply for the ride. Here is to the love, those are Juliet's last words. My heart was a computer, baby, you'd be the password.
Happy you're my partner in crime.
Sounds like a
That
hit.
loving is a drug, but that's nothing new. And I've noticed that I cannot get enough of you. All I know is that this feeling is untouchable.
Get into it. Get into it.
So my ears hurt.
That
and that's
guy's
why I took
coffee love.
Congratulations.
You heard it here
Ashley.
first,
Oh,
y'all.
it's horrible.
This feeling is untouchable. I'm not letting go now that I found you.
First off, is T-Pain on this? This is, oh my God. The auto-tune is crazy.
But you can get a little dirty wine to this.
Yeah, that
that's
beat
some-
is dope.
You can't get
It is.
a dirty nothing from me on this song. No,
That beat is
thank
dope.
you.
One other news and gossip is some sad news. Karen Huger and father passed away.
Oh no, her
Today.
mom passed away last year.
Yep, so her father passed away. So
Oh,
we're
my
sending our
God.
thoughts and prayers
For
to
sure.
Karen at this time.
We're
But
sending out some love and some
yeah,
coffee
sorry
love.
to hear
Because
that.
one thing you know about her, you know she really loves her family.
Yes.
Boom.
Sorry, that was
No, it was for me.
It was too good.
Because
Richie. It was too good.
I was trying to move
Coffee
past.
love.
You could have kept that.
I felt bad. I was like, I'm trying to move past Richie's comment.
Let's get into a couple of predictions really quickly
Yes.
before we end.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV prediction.
New guy, tell us what you think.
I'm gonna need y'all to stop calling me new guy. I've been
New
before. I sat on this
guy.
panel before.
I know, but it's more fun when we do it.
Yes.
I am predicting that Gizelle and Monique argue on the Paris trip.
Newsflash. Well, thank you for your top review.
AfterBuzz TV exclusive.
See, I'm breaking news and stuff. Exclusive and stuff.
A blind man could see that. Like, you know.
Okay, what about you? What you think will happen?
I'm excited to see what's going on with Charisse because we're gonna see next week that Charisse is the one who has spilled who had told Monique to bring Kendall
That's
around.
what I'm interested to see. I predict that there's going to be some fallout from that, and listen.
Yes.
I think that
Like you made Smells do your dirty work, kinda.
that's going to be the catalyst for the Monique and Charisse fallout. But you guys will have to wait till next week. Come back and see us. But before we do all that, where can we find you guys outside of here?
Well, since I'm the new guy, I might as well go first, huh? You guys can find me on social media at I am J Lamar.
What's up? You can find me on social media. It's Felicia Michelle.
And you guys can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at DJ Richie Skye. You guys make sure to comment, rate, like. We will comment back. We want to talk to you guys. We didn't do our fan shout out, but we got them for you next week. So you guys got to come back because we love you guys. Keep commenting, keep watching, and we'll see you guys next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.